Hey, everybody. So this is going to be awesome. I'm going to go over the tools that I'm using to power my $30,000 per month membership website. So these are the tools that I use to kind of run the DoubleStack program in terms of the tech stack part of it. And I want to do this prefacing the whole thing with a couple of points. Point number one, just kind of right off the bat, I'm 30 minutes earlier than normal. It's 1:30 instead of 2 o'clock. But I have another meeting at 2 o'clock, so I wanted to jump in here. Just got a couple minutes before we go to the next thing. But I didn't want to neglect everything. I wanted to make sure I jump in here and stick with our Thursdays that have something to do with driving better results for clients, generating more income for yourself, for your clients, all of that stuff. Like what are some things you can do to really increase your value? And I want to go through the tools that I'm using that power a $30,000 per month mentoring business. And it's only been doing so for about a year. So we went from 0 to 30K per month really quick. And all of that is to say that I don't want to put so much emphasis on the tech stack. Hey, it's Jim. Hey, Jim. High five. Boop. Good to see you, man. I don't want to put so much emphasis on the tech stack because oftentimes people will think, hey, if I put the same tools in place, then that's really all it takes. What it really takes more than anything else is outcomes. What kind of outcomes can you generate for someone? And if you can do that, then you can probably power your membership site or your online course or whatever with a variety of tools and still be very effective. This is all on the WordPress ecosystem. And so, like, for example, if you tell someone, hey, I can help you go from selling $500 sites to $5,000 sites, and we can do it in as little as just a few weeks, that's the kind of outcome that you really want to be presenting. And when you do something like that, then the actual tech stack that powers your site is less important than the outcomes. And so I really want to put that out there up front. If the real key to success is focusing on what you can do to really help somebody. And then the other thing behind that too is, I don't sell it. I don't sell like DoubleStack. Like you don't go to doublestack.net and just sign up willingly. Hey, Chris, good to see you. High five. Thanks for clicking the Ecamm link so I can see you. And once you do that, by the way, you never have to do it again according to what Ecamm says. But the way that I do these live sessions so that I can toggle between these cameras and the screen, which you're about to see, and all of that other stuff, I use Ecamm. So that's one of the tools. So I use Ecamm Live. I'm on a Mac, and that enables me to do videos like this while also recording the audio and the video if I wanted to post it on the website or something later. All of that's there. And that's a really cool tool to kind of help you be able to kind of get out there and not have to fiddle around with all of the other stuff that makes it kind of complicated to do Facebook Lives. Now, there's other ways to do it. I used to use OBS, but I found that Ecamm's a little easier. And you can even just do it right on your phone or right through your web browser and just kind of do it like that. But that makes it a little bit harder to flip back and forth between having a camera where I'm talking to you like this and actually seeing the screen. So back to the main thing. The main gist of this whole thing is if you want to run a membership site or an online course or something like that, and you want to scale it up really quick, the way that you do that is outcomes. And the other thing about it is you don't really even need to sell it. Like if you tell somebody what you can do for them and they want to do what you're offering, then it's almost a no-brainer to work together. Then that's the main point. So you don't have to feel like it's this flashy thing. And like probably every single day, at least once a day, I talk to somebody and it's not a good fit. Like they might not be ready for DoubleStack yet. Like maybe they don't have any skills. They don't have any ability to drive results or build websites or do anything, but they want to in the future. So then I'll point them in some other direction that they can kind of build up skills. Because like if you want to be a double stacker, you need to be at the point where you can kind of use a page builder. You can use Elementor, Beaver Builder, Astra themes, the Hello theme, Impreza, Divi, something like that to be able to put together a pretty nice site. And once you get to that point, then we can really start working together because I can show you like a 15 or 20 more tools that you can learn like really quick, like over the course of a day or two each, to really pack your toolbox with things that you can use to drive results, which include like email marketing, drip campaigns, sales funnels, content marketing, how to write better copy, how to do landing pages, how to do lead magnets to kind of get people to sign up for an email list. All of these things are stuff that we go over in the DoubleStack program. And at the end of the day, you end up coming away with 3 awesome things. You feel super confident in your tech stack in order to be able to not only build technically sound websites, but you also have like a lot of confidence in your ability to really reach out to clients on behalf of your client to really onboard new business for them. So you're feeling great about your tools for that. You're feeling awesome about your marketing. So that's another thing we do together. DoubleStack is really at its heart a mentoring program, more so than just a membership site or just an online course, which means you and me are working together. So that means we're dialing in your marketing. Like, who should you be targeting? What should you be saying? How do you do that on your website? How do you do that if you go out to a networking event? What if you're going to give a presentation somewhere? What do you say if you're just out and about and someone says, hey, what do you do? And then you don't want to say, I'm the web developer, because then you attract cheap clients that only want cheap websites. What do you do to say something better than that? And all of those cool things. So all of that is really cool. And then the final thing that you get is the business structure behind it. So like, how do you get clients so that you only need like 4 or 5, maybe 6 clients total to bring your revenue up to about $100,000 a year, because you keep working with the clients you already have, and that saves a ton of time. So that's what DoubleStack's all about as a membership program, and really at its heart, a mentoring program. And when you offer somebody value like that, where you can go from basically having zero income to onboarding like over $25,000 of new business in just a few weeks, then that's the kind of thing that people really want to be part of, assuming that they're qualified to do it, right? So you don't want to just cram people into your program if you don't feel like they're not ready yet, basically. So we have all of that. And but now I want to show you the tools. Like, how do I actually operate it so that it runs effectively and efficiently, and we can get people access to the content they need, and it's not hard. So let me show you my screen here, and we're going to go through a handful of different tools. I'm going to start with Cart66, because Cart66 is what powers the payments as well as the membership restriction access. And so this is the combination of like the content restriction aspect of the premium content area of your membership site, but also how do you collect payments and keep all that straight. So let me jump into that and show you how that works. It's super duper simple. I'm just going to show you like a demo site, the same demo site that we've been working on before. So it's not the actual DoubleStack site, because I don't want to violate anybody's privacy and show you all their payment information, all that stuff. So I just set up this demonstration site so you can, it's the same one we've been working with over the past couple of sessions together. So let me jump in and show you that. So this is Cart66. I'm in here looking at the products page. And so you'll see a bunch of products in here that we've been fiddling with in the past. But the ones to focus on for right now are the ones that have some kind of a membership behind it. So last week we were talking about selling haircuts in an annual way, like annual, subscription access to getting something that would traditionally be like a one-off service, so like haircuts. But take a look at the ones that are either memberships or subscriptions. So we've got annual haircuts, basic memberships, and this gold membership. The two that we're really going to be focusing on right now are this gold membership, basic membership thing. And so the basic membership set up as a membership. The gold membership product is set up as a subscription. And so the way that works in Cart66, let me show you how that works. So I'm going to click in here and show you. So this is what I set up as the gold membership product, and you just set whatever you want to charge as the price. So for example, if you wanted to sell membership access to your site and you wanted it to be $19 a month or $19 a year or whatever, and you can fiddle with the price and change it to whatever you want. Say you want to charge, $250 and you want to do it every month or whatever, you just go ahead and set the price here and then go over to either the membership or the subscription tab. And the difference between the two is subscriptions, which we're looking at right now, will automatically bill your client, as opposed to memberships, which don't automatically rebill your client. So a subscription would be something like for a monthly access or annual access, where you automatically rebill the client's credit card every so often. And then you can customize what the description is. So I had this customized as $19 per year. I just changed it to $250. And if I didn't want to say per year, I could say per month or whatever I want to do, and set it up like that. So that's what it's going to say on the add to cart button. And then you can change the billing intervals. So I had it set up to per year, but I could easily change it to per month. So instead of every 12 months, I could just change it to every single month. And so that's super easy. Same thing with billing cycles. This is a cool thing. If you wanted to have it be ongoing forever until your client cancels, that's what continuous billing is. You can easily click to change this, and instead of continuous, you can just bill them however many times that you want. and up to 30 individual times. So that's over 2 years, almost 2.5 years. So so the cool thing about that is that it gives you the opportunity to say, hey, my membership program is 2 months. I'm going to charge you $250 per month for 2 months or something like that. Or you could say, say you're selling a product and you want to put a payment plan together. We can talk about payment plans later, but this is how you do it. Like say you have a product that costs $500 and you want people to pay you $100 a month for 5 months. Well, you can set that up here by just setting up, 4 billing cycles, because the first billing cycle will be the actual payment. So you collect $100 when they actually buy it, and then you set up 4 more billing cycles to collect the other $400. So you have $500 total. And there's also other stuff you can do. You can set an initial payment. So like if you wanted to have the first payment be more, like you were going to do like a setup fee or something like that, like whatever that may be, or a trial period, like if you wanted to offer a certain number of days free before you started charging people, you can do all that. So there's a ton of flexibility in here as a subscription. But the other thing that I wanted to show you was, hey, you know what? You can actually turn this off altogether and cause it to be a membership. So rather than turning it off here, I'm just going to show you the membership product that we set up. So this is all now set up. The description's $250 per month. We're charging $250 every month. We're doing it continuously till the client cancels. And that would be an example of how you can set up a subscription. What I actually do for DoubleStack though is it's all set up as a membership, a lifetime membership. And so it's kind of like this basic membership product. So again, you set whatever the price is that you want. So like in this example, it's $10, but then you go over to the membership tab and you can't have it be both a membership and a subscription. And I know that the terminology is a little bit confusing because of this, because those two terms are kind of used interchangeably. But again, the real thing that makes it different is memberships do not automatically rebill, subscriptions do. And you can sort of tell based on the little icon there that, subscriptions are kind of auto renewing. But here's a membership. And so I'm just going to turn the membership off altogether. So if you were setting up a brand new membership, you would see this screen. And what you have the ability to do is say, well, what kind of membership is it? Like how long does the membership last before it expires? And with DoubleStack, it's a lifetime membership. So you always have access to the premium content, even after the 2 months of mentoring are over, like the live hands-on you and me working together part. Once you're finished with that, you still have access to all of the videos and everything like that. So so I just set it up as a lifetime membership, which you can literally do in one click, which is really, really slick. If for whatever reason you wanted to configure it to be, some kind of a custom thing, like you can do 1 year, you can do 1 month, or you can even do a custom membership for 2 months or 3 months or whatever you wanted to do as your custom recipe for how long the actual membership lasts. So I just do a lifetime membership, Shazam, there you go. And now that's done. And then the other thing that you can do, which you see right here, as soon as you enable the membership, you can then manage the membership notifications. I'm not going to dive into it and show you the details with it right now, because we're not really handling that right now in terms of this, how I run DoubleStack, because it's a lifetime membership, so it never expires. But if you were selling like a plugin or something like that, where you were going to do like annual support and upgrades, which is a really common pattern. And then if somebody wants to renew, they can go and do that. So it's on the client to renew or on the customer to renew their membership. Well, you can start sending them emails and say, hey, your membership expires in a month. Your membership expires in 2 weeks. Your membership expires next week. Your membership expires tomorrow. Your just expired, things like that. So you can send out plenty of email notifications to let people know the status of their membership and invite them to renew, and maybe give them a coupon to, renew at a discount or stuff like that if you want to. So that's how the membership aspect of all of this works in Cart66. And the cool thing about that is you now have your checkout page and, all of the different stuff that's required to actually collect payments for your membership site is now fully configured as far as pricing is concerned. So let's jump into WordPress, and I'll show you how all of this works in terms of restricting content. So I've jumped right into the WordPress admin. And again, this is just a demonstration site, so nobody's information is going to be revealed or anything. And I'm looking at Cart66, and I've installed the Cart66 Cloud Members plugin, which is a free plugin. So Cart66 has 2 plugins, max. One is the actual core plugin that provides the functionality to actually put products on your site. And the second plugin is if you want to do premium access to content on your site as like a membership. And so when you go into there and you install the members plugin, you get this little members tab down here at the bottom. And this gives you some really cool stuff to really set up your membership site. So I left it the way that we had it from the previous session, where we were selling access, or not really selling access to, but giving access to photography clients to a special client page. So that's tied to the email address that somebody would use to make the payment. And so that's what these options are. So what is the member homepage? Like, what page on your website do people go to when they log in? And so by default, it goes to secure order history. So when people log in, they don't actually go to a page on your website. They go to their order history, which is actually stored in the cloud. And so they can then manage their billing information, see the products they bought in the past and that kind of stuff. But you have all of these other options. So basically, client page is kind of a special option, meaning that if you're going to do that thing that we talked about before, where the client that just made a purchase has access to a special private page that only they can access. So it's like literally private between you, the site owner, and them, the client. No one else can get to it. You can have that be the default page. And that's what we had before, because we were talking about what do you do if you want to have like a situation where you're kind of showing your photography client the shots that you took from the photo shoot and stuff like that. Just have them go straight to the client page, put the the proofs or the whatever, put the photos out there, let them pick and stuff like that. But then you also get a list of all the other pages that you have on your site. So you could have like your members homepage, for example, would be like, the member homepage would be somebody logs in and Shazam, now they're on the member homepage. So basically the whole point of all that is, what page on your site do you want to set up as like the home page for when people log in? And so again, this is going to show you a list of all the pages on your entire site, and you just pick the one you want. So, and then what you do down here is post types. So this is if you want to restrict access to certain posts or to certain pages, you're going to see all the different post types that are on your site. So like, even if you have custom post types, they're going to show up here, and then you just check off the ones that you want to potentially restrict access to. And so, because I've got Cart66 installed, there's a product post type, there's a customer review post type, the client page, all that stuff. But for now, I'm just going to show these two at the top. And then the next thing you get down here is, how do you want the unauthorized access to work? And so, for example, if you're restricting access to an entire category of posts, which is what I do in DoubleStack, what I do is basically the majority, not all of it, but the majority of the membership content is just regular WordPress posts that are tagged with a training category. And so you can just restrict content to all of that in one fell swoop, which I'll show you here in just a second. But then what happens if somebody tries to directly access that page without logging in? How do you want that to be handled? One option is to just remove it altogether. So it's like a 404 error, so it just doesn't show up at all. Or you could show an unauthorized content notice. And if you do that, then you get to kind of say what you want to be in those notices right here. So for example, they would say, hey, you can't access this content. And then you would say, and that could be for two reasons. One reason, it could be the access is unavailable because you're just not signed in at all. And so then we have a message here. So, you would say, please sign in, or you need to sign in to get this content, or, whatever. The other reason that the content might be restricted is because it's just not included with their level of membership. So you can sell different levels. Like, you could sell a basic membership, a gold membership, a deluxe gem, like whatever. You can have different tiers of access. So you could be signed in and just not have access to this particular content because maybe your subscription just doesn't include that. And then you can say something like, you need to upgrade to another level or whatever, or this content's not included with your subscription. And so you can just, whatever you want to say, you can put it here in this box down here. So those are the basic settings, but then we have category restriction as well. So this is where you have the ability to categorize who gets access to what. So like, if you had product categories or post categories, they would all show up under here, and you would be able to say, in order to access a particular category, you have to have one or more of these memberships or whatever. And so that's how I do it with DoubleStack, is I just set up a post category, and then like when I go over here, I would go and say training or something like that, and then add that new category. And then when I go back over to the Cart66 Cloud members area, go over here to category restriction. Well, now I've got training. So if I want, like what do you have to have? What membership or subscription do you have to have if you want to access training? So maybe I'd say, you have either basic or a gold membership, you can access the training. So anyway, all that is to say, that lets you restrict access to all of the posts that you tag as training posts or premium content posts. and then you save those changes, and now nobody can get to that unless they're signed in with an active membership or subscription. So I mean, that is just super duper simple, because now anytime you want to go add a new lesson or anything like that, you just go into your posts and just write one, and then make sure that you tag it as a you just go over here to your tags and put your training thing in there, and you're good to go. So you don't have to do anything special. You don't have to do any more settings. If you want to restrict access to pages, because there are a few pages that I have that are restricted in there as well, like the main page that houses all of the content. The way that I do that is you get this little membership meta box over here. So Cart66 provides this meta box, which says, in order to access this individual page, which memberships or subscriptions are required. And you can pick one or more for that. And then if for whatever reason somebody accesses the page but they can't get to it, what do you show them? Do you show them like a no access, like an access denied page, or do you redirect them to some other sign up page on your site? So again, you can just redirect people to whatever, wherever you want if the access is denied. Another thing that you can do is you can actually drip content out. So I don't do this in the DoubleStack program because you get all of the content all at once up front. So the reason I do that is because different people start with different levels of expertise. And sometimes people want to really dive deep into email marketing, and other people want to figure out how to do something with, how to write copy better or whatever. And so I leave it open so that you and I can talk and be like, well, what do we want to do first? Really customize your experience to specifically what you want. But other times people might want to have a membership course where you drip out a new module like every week or something like that. And so if that's what you wanted to do, you can then type in like, don't let people access this page until 7 days after their subscription starts. So what that would mean would be you're dripping this content out. So like they're logged in, they will have access to it, but they just don't have access to it yet because you have to wait for like 7 days to go by in order to get there. And then you have the other things here, like when a visitor is logged in, what do you do? Show the page, hide the page, whatever. So there's some other things that you can do with regard to how people can see the page. But these are the main things. What subscriptions do you need to be able to access the page? What happens if you don't have access? And do you want the content to be available immediately, or do you want to drip it out over time? So that's it. That's all you have to do. So you basically set up the memberships that you want to sell over here in Cart66, either make it a membership or a subscription. Once you do that, then you'll be able to restrict access to the content either by page or by post or by post category or even custom post category, anything like that. And that's literally all you got to do. So you could set the whole thing up in like 15 minutes. It's really, really quick. You don't have to have any other plugins. And on top of that, you have access to all the different payment gateways like that Cart66 provides right out of the box. So you've got, PayPal, Stripe, Braintree, whatever, you don't have to buy extra payment plugins. And you can even switch between them if you decide that maybe you start with Stripe because that's so easy, but then maybe Authorize.net gives you a better deal later in terms of transactions you want to switch. Well, you're not locked into just Stripe because all of the membership requirements and all basically the recurring billing aspect of all of that is built into your Cart66 cloud account, which gives you payment gateway freedom. So you can change around if you get a better deal or want to switch gateways later. So that's cool. And so we talked about restricting access to content like that. Then there's a couple other tools that I use too. Let me show you those real quick. So if you want to have people schedule calls with you. So this is one of the things that I do as well. So this is kind of before you actually get into the membership program. This is just to see if it's the kind of thing that's going to be a good fit for you. And so I offer my time to be able to speak to you personally about how I can help and whether or not you're ready for DoubleStack. And is it really the direction you want to go with your business? Like, would you like that type of a business structure, like where you have, 5 or 10 clients that you work with really in depth with regard both to business development and consulting, but also having the technical skills to really implement what you're talking about. And if that's the kind of stuff you want to talk about, you can head over to doublestack.net/call and you'll see this calendar here. And I power this thing with a app called Schedule Once. So they've recently, well, not too recently, but they rebranded. Now it's called Once Hub. And so I'm going to put links to all of this in the description here so you can have access to all these tools. But this is really cool because it connects your website to your Google Calendar so that People can then pick their time zone, and then they can look in here and see, well, what dates are available? Well, I don't have any more times today. I got a couple of times tomorrow afternoon. And then if you want to talk to me later on, we're going to have to jump up till Monday. And so that just really coordinates my Google Calendar, my personal availability with when people can schedule calls. And now I don't have to do anything personally. So this is really like my booking agent. It's all automated. And again, this is called Schedule Once. And then the last tool that I use that I've been really enjoying is where do I host all the videos? Because DoubleStack has like 50 training sessions in them, and a lot of them are video sessions. And I host those videos on Wistia. And I think that that's a really cool platform to use because you have so much control over what it looks like and how it is embedded into your site, and it's responsive, and it's all very secure. So I found that that's a really nice upgrade compared to YouTube. So again, I'll put a link to all that in there in the description as well. So the whole thing, the whole system that powers a $30,000 per month membership site includes WordPress, Cart66, Schedule Once, and Wistia. And then what we're doing here for this, which is Ecamm Live, which is what we're using right now to talk to each other. So all of those things are really cool. And if you want to explore any of that stuff, let me know, and we can get on a call together and check it all out, or I'll send you some links to different, tutorials or whatever. So if you want to check out Cart66, which is really the core thing that powers all of this stuff in terms of payments and content security and handling the memberships and all that stuff, head over to cart66.com, cart66.com, and then you'll be able to get a free trial. So it's like a 14-day free trial. You can try all this stuff out on your own, and you'll be good to go with PCI compliant payments all the way down to who gets to access what on your WordPress site. And it's really fun. And of course, if you need more than 14 days to try it out, just let me know. I'll bump the free trial out longer if you need some more time. But yeah, so that's the pattern. That's how you can power a really, really amazing membership program for yourself or for your clients. So say, for example, you work with like an author or a life coach or a relationship coach or somebody who knows how to do something, and maybe they sell books and things like that. Maybe they even do in-person training or counseling sessions, but they also now maybe want to add to that like a group coaching program or some kind of a membership site or something like that, and you want to help them, set that up. Well, you can do it with the theme they've already got, with the WordPress site they've already got. You don't have to change any of that stuff. Just install Cart66. It works with basically everything. And now you've got a really great way to control who gets access to which pages and posts and stuff. So I've literally have like 2 minutes before I've got to go to my next meeting. But that's what we've got for this session here about what you can do if you want to power a really awesome membership site. So let me know if you have any questions. If you want to talk about it more, definitely leave a note in the comments, and I'll keep an eye on that. And I will see you guys next Tuesday when we get back talking about how you can, do more of the business development stuff. So Thursdays are kind of more of our payments, e-commerce, revenue generating stuff. Tuesdays are the business development stuff. So awesome. Great seeing you guys. Boop. High five for the weekend, and see you Tuesday.